What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology. The scroll speed is still not correct. Action in the bottom side of the map. We've got ourselves Kido, Severo, Jones, Bones, Malone. The fourth, he is playing as, I don't know the portraits just yet, Quetzalcoatl. He's opponent today in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Huitzilopochtli. It's Eisomarto. Alrighty, it's Marsh and Aztec times, which means for the first month or so, everyone's just going to play Aztec mirrors, and then eventually people will stop playing the Aztecs and start playing something else. Classic. All right, let's check out some relics over here. We got ourselves a new relic, Zakotlatl. Hit points plus 4%. For all human units. This is really good. Just for a reference for exactly how good this is, I'm going to just jump over here and show you this tech. This tech here is plus 10% of base for units. It costs Frere 400 food. Of course, you can get it for free favor if you eventually. So let's just get rid of the favor. But even at 400 food, if I then take 4% of that, what is that? 40, 80, 160? 160 resources worth of relic. That's not bad. And that's really being very, very generous to the costing of that tech. So yeah. I guess that doesn't affect the myth units, so maybe, anyways. Or heroes. Trojan Gate Hinge over here, wall hit points plus 40%. Lame! I want to see the new relics. We've got Trail of Cerberus. This one's really, really good with the Aztecs. Really good. There's some really, really, really strong special abilities with the Aztec myth units. We've got Bow of Artemis, which is making Rage Soldiers a little bit cheaper. That's going to be an amazing one there for Kido to be grabbing at some point in this game. And we have Tarawada Totter's Last Arrow, another one that's going to be quite good. All right. Great. We'll see how this game's going to go. So the interesting thing about the Aztec mirror is I genuinely believe that the game plan for each of the different Aztec gods is completely different. So actually, I'm not sure exactly if I believe that. Not quite. Almost. So, Quetzalcoatl, I think is the game plan here is to play a one talent center game. Now, of course, this is Kido. He's probably going to play something completely random. But I think the best play here is some sort of opening with some sort of a one talent center play, putting pressure, applying pressure, and making that happen. Generally speaking, there might be some situations where that one talent center play isn't available to you and you're going to have to go into something different. But if it is, you probably should go for that. And the idea for Wits is either a really, 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 really strong rush where you advance really quickly. I would go like one Kalpuli and herd and advance like 3 minutes or 3 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that. And then be in my opponent's base with warrior priests and then dropping blood pact, getting damage done. And then we can start playing the game and pick your own strategy, choose your own adventure then. Or you're going to rush your talent center up. Or you can do both. Of course, that would be choose your own adventure of rushing and then going for the town center. Okay, so we are seeing some upgrades here. We've got Melina coming in, and we've got ourselves Pate Cattle. I've got no idea. All right, this is a live game that was played a minute ago. Anyways, okay, so this is my pick for the strongest classical age minor god. As we see, two noble hearts coming down for Kido. Yeah, this is my pick for the strongest classical age god. Basically, just because of this god power, and I think the bunnies are quite strong as well. But yeah, this god power is absolutely amazing. 800 food. You gather it at twice the rate of which you gather berries. which is like 1.3, I think, which is way faster than gathering hunt. And then, if you can see here, 1.26, excuse me, way faster than you gathering hunt. And it's a huge economic boost. It allows you to do fast heroics, or allows you to spam out the premium Jaguar warriors and all the other good stuff. On the top side here, we are seeing Eisomarto actually going for Noble Sutton War Hut. So he's going to be trying to build potentially some archers behind this, is my guess. I'm not sure about the archer angle. They're like going, okay, I'm not sure about doing like some sort of hybrid thing yet. Like War Hut, Noble's Hut. Not sure about the hybrid angle. Unless you go Noble's Hut for the Huskal type unit. I can't remember what it's called. The Coyote Warrior. Unless you go for that, and you go for Spearmen, and you go for archers. I don't know about going Jaguar Warrior plus Archer yet. I'm not sure. It's a very weird one where you got really cheap Archer, really expensive infantry unit, and things might get a little bit out of hand there as Tailwind comes through. And this is going to be enough here for Kido to get in here and get some real good damage done, but he's only got the one hero, which does mean that the infested nest is going to be really powerful here. And now we've got the blood pack coming down as well. And Kido says, no worries, let me get out of there. As I like that usage from Eisomarto, waits out the Tailwind so he can't just run. And then he's going to get some good damage done with that Warrior Priest before it does end up dying. As he charges in here. Go up to the villagers, my friend. Yes, you can 3-hit the villager. Oh, and a good garrison there from Kido using the tower. And he does manage to keep all his villagers alive from that blood pact. Nice play there. Very, very, very well done from Kido. Great defense as the temple going to continue to go down. But Kido here, he's going to be getting himself out his Warrior Priest, which he needs to deal with this. Myth units, or the large scorpions. There are actually pretty decent, those large scorpions, considering they are technically free. Of course, it's a classical age god power, but taking a quick look at the stats, they do 8 damage. But they also have got themselves the Wadget Venomous passive, which means they are doing an additional... I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's 0.75 or if it's 12.5. I actually have got no idea. Alrighty, but yes, they do have that. We can have a look here. It's looking like it's quite a bit of I think it's 12. I think they've got that 12.5 divine over 5 seconds. So that, yeah, they're smacking hard. They're smacking very, very hard. So you got to make sure you get your heroes out and deal with them. You can't fight them without those heroes. But anyways, Eisomarto tried to get that early game damage done. Didn't quite manage to really get anything, but both layers are out there. Their classical age and their archaic age god power now. So it's going to turn into a little bit more of a sort of skirmish and all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll see what's going to happen here as the upgrades are all queued up. We've got... Oh, yeah, these upgrades from Malina are... I'm definitely going to go with Melina. I'm going to go with Melina here. These upgrades from Melina are really, really good, but they're very, very pricey early on. 150 gold and 200 gold. I would basically say, as these Ocelot warriors are coming in, I would... Now, Kido getting caught out as the archers are going to be getting some good damage done, but as is always the case with infantry units, you need a front line. You always need a front line, as the Jaguar warriors are that front line, but they did get spread apart there as the poor bunny does end up dying. And Kido's going to be able to run away. You can do this manually with... There you go. You can do this manually with your Ocelot warriors to jump away and then get away from your opponent. They do have a little bit of a landing animation there, just like the Anubites, so they will obviously stop, but it's well worth it to make that run. But you can see here, this is a really important part of the new mechanic with the jump. It's actually a different jump from the Anubites. They have tracking, so you don't have to worry about your opponent running away from you when you jump in. That you will be able to jump in and actually hit them. No, it's Melina, Young Earth. Melina. Yeah, don't. Look, I got the classical, I got the archaic age gods down. You can't take this one from me. How is he regenerating? He's got Does he have the tech for regen? He must. He does. He's grabbed this one. So this is just a little bit of regen, but it's also a huge amount of HP there as well. As the archers trying to get a couple of pokes in, but you can kind of see in going for only Ocelotl warriors, the army is so much smaller at only 14 units here than Eisomarto's, who's got now 16 because of these archers are just a lot cheaper. However, the army of Kido is very, very potent. And you can also see that Kido is kind of struggling with this jump mechanic a little bit. You want to turn this ability off unless you are ready to commit with everything. As the Ocelotl warriors diving forward, looking for the engage, and Eisomarto shoot and scoop backwards. All of his archers, not all of them, he's got a couple of archers remaining, but there's just too many Ocelot warriors here for the time being. And that is going to be that there for Eisomarto's army, as he's going to have to pull all the way back home, but he is going Heroic Age behind this. And I'm going to go ahead and say, what are you doing out in the middle of the map, Eisomarto, if you're going Heroic Age? This is Age of Mythology 101 and Class 102 as well, for those of you who managed to finish Class 101. It's while we tech, we don't fight. This is very, very important. Now, this one here is going to be Hot Le Q. It's my coat. I'm going for my coat. He's going to get the armadillo. Not the armadillo. It's a turtle rabbit like mythological creature. And then he's also going to be getting himself the ability to potentially drop a second blood pack down to kill off a town center. As Kido has said, I'm going for a second town center myself. After winning that fight, he feels quite comfortable that he can afford that. And then he's going to be going up through Koyol. Koyol Zahuiki. I don't know. Guys, I'm trying. All right. Nonetheless, we do have the Warrior Priests starting to pop out and all the other good stuff. Koyol the Wiki. Yeah, he's the Wikipedia guy. All right. Wait. Kido? You converted your guy into and spent 11 favor on a Son of Osiris! A literal Son of Osiris here. I think there is a little tactic. I don't know if it's a bug or not. I'm actually not sure if it's actually in this build. Where if you hit the Heroic Age, while this unit is still alive, the lifespan might reset. So there might be a little bit of specific timings you might be able to get happening. I don't actually know if that works or not. Anyways, Kido is a 1500 noob and we love him. I'm just kidding. This is the fun part, right? This is what we want. All these pro players, top players, like making these mistakes, learning, and these are the funnest games ever. So no making fun, unless you really want to. Okay. We got the turtle rabbit coming through. Look, it literally says turtle rabbit mythical creature. And Eisomarto, wait, he's not using the ability. And he doesn't have the favor. He's going for the talent center here. There he goes. Blood pact onto the turtle. And that's going to be a dead talent center. As Eisomarto says, excuse you. Kido goes, I'm going to try and repair this. That's not going to happen. This is a 50 favor god power and a myth unit that's going to be dying here at the end of this. Is it worth it to kill a town center with this? Maybe. You killed a tower as well and you kill a house, then I think it is going to be well worth it. Another one coming in as Eisomarto deals some insane damage onto Kido's economy here, onto Kido's buildings, onto Kido's everything, as he will get his town center back up, and this one is too slow to get back over here as he rolls in, sending all those villagers flying. Doesn't actually do any damage. The roll doesn't actually do any damage. I think it might do something to something. It does something to the building that it hits. Maybe at the end it does damage, but yeah, not to the actual units it gets sent flying. Anyways, the poor turtle rabbit creature does end up dying, and the town center is up. And Eisomarto probably overstayed a little bit here after he did all that damage. And Kido gives himself a little bit of an opportunity to bounce back here, as I think Eisomarto's best play right now would be to start thinking about a town center himself. But he's so far behind on villagers now. He's been sacking into the temple. He had to sack a bunch into the temple to get himself that blood pack. Second blood pack cast, and he's been building these guys out, so he's got a couple of those, and he's not on 2 town centers, so he needs to get some economic damage done here. Also now going to be grabbing himself the String of Hearts, which gives every unit crush damage, which is really, really strong later in the game. I'm not sure I don't think it's bad right now at this point in the game for Eisomarto in any stretch of the imagination. But if you think about it in terms of what it actually is, it's 1 crush per unit. And if I've got myself 20 units, that's 20 crush DPS, right? Roughly. It's a little bit more, a little bit less, because some units attack slower than others, as this one's 1.6, and there's some units attack faster than others. This is 0.9. You can see we're doing apparently 0.6 crush damage per second. I don't know if that's right. And this is 0.6 crush damage per second. That should be different. I don't know. As the turtle back in to take down the town center. There, again, he's going to be able to get himself another blood pact momentarily here as well. As the army of Eisomarto coming in to take this fight. As I say, thank you to Smoke, Tattoo Bola. The Tattoo Ball. The Tattoo Ball. Love it. As we do have ourselves now Starfall coming down, and Eisomarto will oblige and say, no worries, let me out of here. The big thing that happens with this is you get all of these titsamiddles, the titsy boys. Unfortunately for Kido, he's lost his temple. We do see the blood pact is back in, and then it dies. Not the best blood pact usage there from Eisomarto. Blood pact doesn't give any HP back. So if your unit is already about to die, it will still be about to die. Though it gets 30% extra HP, I guess. Thank you for the 6 months, Dimmerim. Appreciate you, my friend. As now we will have some of the Eagle Warriors coming out. Now these are the backbone of the Aztec army, without question. I think every god will be going for these at some point. Every Aztec god will go for these at some point. But Ketz has the strongest one because 2 extra range. And as that's the case, that does mean that if Ketz gets into engagement of Eagle Warrior versus Eagle Warrior, that's a gigantic advantage. 2 range at the highest level is a gigantic, insurmountable advantage in that sort of fight with micro, right? As we see a whole bunch of villagers getting sacked for something or rather here. This is a perfectly valid way to sack your villagers. You can do it all at once, up to a certain amount. So the sacking mechanic, basically, it's just going to go down. I think it goes down to 1 favor as you approach, I think it's 300 favor. Anyways, that's my... So early on, you can sack a bunch of villages and it's perfectly fine. And there's also a sort of mechanic with the passive, so passive favor generation, that also will start up there. So if you sack 1 villager, you get 0.4 favor per second. And then if you sack 2 villagers, you get a little bit less than 0.8 favor per second. You sack 3 villagers, you get a little bit less than 1.2 favor per second. And that goes down and down and down and down and down up to, I think you get a max of like 0.2 favor, 0.2 favor or something. Anyways, I don't know. But anyways, Eisomarto has the 4 town center now. He's got all of his archers, but these Eagle Warriors are going to absolutely dominate this fight. I actually think that Eisomarto needs Coyote Warriors here to deal with this. You need to have some sort of an option to actually tank these guys. You can also go for the Destroyer-like units, which can sit in the front. But, oh, We've got the big hero coming in here from Eisomarto. 11 favor for this bad boy. But the splash damage that it does is amazing to deal with those backline archers. Of course, you can focus him down. 375 HP is 375 HP. But simply just running away from him is another option. As Kido bails around the side. Both players encroaching on about 60 villages, so economically they're both very, very close to each other. As we've also got the hero coming in for Kido as well. A little bit late on that conversion, and he doesn't get to utilize much of it. However, he's going to charge forward, and we might be able to see a little bit of this Son of Osiris in action as Eisomarto is trying to put a great temple up on the front here. Big damage to come through. It takes a while to send that off. 4 seconds to shoot it off. It's doing 6.3 divine damage per second, though, and it hits 4 times, I believe, on that splash damage. So it's not nothing at all. As those archers coming in, I would imagine that the Eagle Warriors are going to be able to. Well, okay. If you're not going to micro them and you're going to enjoy 21 range versus 14 range, but basically being melee range, you're probably not going to have the best amount of time, funnest amount of time there. Definitely some micro, very important. But Eisomarto now in the face of Kido, and he's going to be getting himself out. The Autonton smashes as these bad boys will wander in and start smashing away. Look at him with his big club. So if you guys know the Destroyer, that's the Atlantean siege unit in the Heroic Age. It's 3 population. This guy is 4 population, and he has the added benefit of costing wood, which is very, very strange for Age of Mythology. Generally speaking, infantry units, melee units cost food. The only exception to this is the Huskal, I believe. So now we have a second exception to this in the Autonton Smasher. So this guy's a really, really strong unit to go for. And a really good unit to tank because he's got high pierce armor. So he can tank up. And I don't think he does a huge amount of DPS. Actually, 10.2. 10.2 for a 4 population unit isn't that strong. It's kind of... Yeah, it's not that strong. Anyways. Wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's the second Starfall from Kido. Wild. He must have sacked a bunch of units to get to that. I can't say that I agree with this. 18. Actually, maybe this is the better call. Because you get 3 of these guys. That makes the first cast cheaper. Is it 150 on the recast? What's the recast at? It can't be 150. It's got to be 200. 250. No. Is it? I didn't see. Is it 250 and plus 25? I think it's better. Nah, it's got to be better to just build these guys. I don't believe it. Just build these guys. They're really strong. He also doesn't have his upgrade, does he? Nope. Naughty, naughty. Alrighty, we've got the Coyote Warriors charging forward. And Kido fighting underneath another great temple here. I think this one fell. Or did it? I don't know. And now you can actually see that these Eagle Warriors starting to get into their mass, starting to make those archers feel very, very weak. And another... He just refused. He's just like, let me just use this as much as I possibly can. Talent Center goes down, and then he can charge up to the top here as well and try and take out that great temple if he's paying attention. He's got the special to get there. Not going for it, though. And there he goes. Bam! Hits the great temple. I don't know if he's got enough time for it. 9 seconds. 5 seconds. He's going to... Nah, I think the great temple is going to survive just barely here. But a nice amount of damage there. If he was a little bit quicker, he would have killed both the Talent Center and the great temple. That, I reckon, is well worth the blood pact. Just a Talent Center... Like, super early on, fine, great. But later on, I think you want to get 2 for 1 with that God Power. 50 favor is a lot of favor. 70 favor there is even more favor. But Kido's still fighting his way into a nice position. He is behind on score, but he's in front on army, and he's equal on villages, or he's a little bit behind on villages. Eisomarto has got all of these great temples, though. So we'll see what he's going to really want to go for with these. It's looking like he wanted those Automaton smashes. I like the idea. Put a ton of villagers on wood, a ton of villagers on gold, and then you can go full wood-based army, and you can make yourself effectively that destroyer Arcus comp, except the Arcus that have huge DPS, and the Automaton warriors don't cost food. So it makes your life really good. I like this idea, actually. This could be a really strong composition in a lot of different situations. So, for example, versus China, China's not going to have an amazing answer to this because they're going to have to make, I guess, Dao swordsman, javelineer, or obviously you can make full cavalry and beat through it, but could be a good way to go. As you do have the old axolotl here. First look at this guy. Hello there. How are you going, my friend? All right. Onwards and upwards. Now we do have a Mythic Age coming through, as we do have ourselves Flatlock. Flatlock. The question is, like, here's the cool thing about Flatlock. You get this technology, which is basically Forge of Olympus for your economic upgrades, but the spike you get from it, because you get an extra 100 gold for every technology, economic technology in the game. You're gonna get, and it gives you the ones that you've already researched as well. So you grab that tech, and then you research all of your economic upgrades, and then you get a big economic boost there because they're like basically free because it's 90% cheaper. You get a big economic boost there, and that's going to help you out in the Mythic Age for some amazing shenanigans. So we'll see if Kido understands what he's doing here. But this is the main reason to go for Flatlock, I think. The myth unit is it Tunk? Is it Tunk? No, it's not Tunk. Oh, the myth unit is the one that grabs, right? Or is it the... It's not the Soul Guide. Yeah, it's the one that grabs. So that one's interesting too. As we've got another hero coming in. Oh, we'll be able to see if this resets here. We'll see if the bug is in. If it's a bug, I don't know. It could be intentional. It does reset. So yeah, if you use the special as you're advancing, you could get a little bit more value there as the pillar comes down. And this is basically a defensive fortification. It lasts forever. And every time it does damage, it's doing damage in AoE. And it's doing about 15 divine or something. I can't remember exactly what it is. Might be 15 hack, 15 divine. Anyways, it does a fairly decent amount of damage, but it stays forever, which is really, really huge. As Kido says, I have the stronger army. Let me go at you. And Eisomarto will need to pull back. As the town center falls, as those Automaton smashes do seem to smash at the moment. Smashes a lot, and this is the tech in question, I think. Nope. This one. This is the tech in question. 150 food, 20 favor, and then a gigantic spike for your heroic age. Excuse me, for your mythic age. Meanwhile, Eisomarto on the other side here, as we do have the speedy tailwind getting used a second time to try and find something. But this one over here coming in, he will get Tunk, which is the owl deathbird thing, as well as Volcano is going to be coming in shortly. A lot of people have been saying Volcano is absolutely busted. So we'll see exactly what Eisomarto is going to be able to get with that, as his mutant axolotl will come through. He is amphibious and he's going to charge in. He does no crush damage, so not going to be able to take out a town center or anything like that. But he can drop this Volcano anywhere. I'd probably... Can you drop it on this, actually? Oh, I already used it. I can't check. He drops it over here, and I was about to say he didn't get full value out of it, but I'm not sure it matters, as everything in this area is going to get absolutely obliterated. Well, that's some good damage there. And now we get back up onto this position, and Eisomarto going to look to try and put some pressure on yet again. But for some reason here, Eisomarto is just... He's gold starved. He needs gold mines. He doesn't have any protection on this gold mine. Kido's got everything as we get to see now the Pillar of Slackland doing its thing. I think what you want to do here is you want to actually be focusing on using the actual ability. I'm not sure if this is actually possible. I could be talking out of my ass here, but you want to be focusing on using the ability to hit groups of units inside of this. If you allow it to do its own thing, it'll start focusing the closest unit, which probably isn't going to be the best bet. But if you're hitting, say, archers inside of the thing, that's going to be max value. So a little bit of micro needed on this one for sure. Up onto this side, great temple coming down for Eisomarto. And Eisomarto now still under pressure. He is making himself the Jaguar Riders. This makes sense to take out those Eagle Warriors, but he is going to need to get himself to full pop here if he can. As the village is moving over onto this gold mine, this could be the end of the game for Eisomarto if Kido can execute on his significant military lead here. As those Jaguar Riders face tanking against Ocelotl Warriors, probably not what you want to do with them. They are really strong, I think. 250 HP seems like a lot. 21.5 DPS also seems very, very good. Are they 3 pop? They are 3 pop as well. They are very expensive. But still, that doesn't mean you want to be face tanking infantry units with them, if you can. But Eisomarto is still trying to bash through here. Market rates, selling food to get gold could be okay. Another idea to try and keep himself going here would be to maybe sack into the temple and get himself the myth units out. You can get 6 free myth units, considering there's no heroes here for Kido. It might be a nice way to help himself out. Just build yourself some trash units, like out of here. Get 15 of them into the temple. Get yourself the 6 myth units out of the Great Temple. Can be huge. But for the moment here, Eisomarto has managed to actually get himself onto this gold mine. So, so long as he can actually build himself this army of Jaguar Riders, I think he should be able to fight back here, even if Kido can go up to 235 pop, just on the fact that the Jaguar Riders should be able to deal with those Eagle Warriors, and the Eagle Warriors of Eisomarto should be able to deal with those Ocelotl Warriors a little bit better than conversely with good micro. But we'll see if Eisomarto is going to manage to do this. He's got so many villagers on food here. He's got 43 Chinampa farms here. They're called Chinampas once you get the upgrade. Wild. Nonetheless, we are seeing the Queen of Medicine actually coming through from Eisomarto as well. This is the siege unit. It's basically a catapult. Of course, we have this out for Kido as well. It's basically a catapult. It does only have 15% hack armor, which I think is considerably more than a regular siege weapon. So you can still take this out with cavalry, but it's got 500 HP, which is, again, considerably more than a catapult. So it will take a while to actually deal with this bad boy, unless you use heroes. But the big weakness, I think, of this unit is any sort of ranged heroes are going to be able to take it out really simply. So be careful when you choose to make this unit. Against the Aztecs, I think it's perfectly fine because they don't have a ranged hero unless they use the special superhero from Ketz, the Son of Cyrus one. It's probably going to be pretty good at taking these bad boys out. Nonetheless, now Eisomarto going after Kido's great temple over here. Thank you for the prime, the last mile. I appreciate you, man. No, you deserve it, not me. I appreciate you, though. Thank you. Onto this top side, we got another great haul coming down for Kido, as he's going to be working on this gold mine, securing all the gold mines. There's one left here for Eisomarto to try and make something happen. He still doesn't have this town center. He's behind 2k on military resource value. The army for Kido is also healing up very slowly. As Eisomarto going to be charging in. Thanks for the prime mana. Appreciate you, my friend. As these units charging forward. Big damage as the villagers all just going to sack themselves into the temple instead of just losing them on the front line. As this has to be the last fight here for Eisomarto to some degree. Unless he gets a trade route started up. He needs to fight through and actually get a gold mine. But it looks like Kido's army is standing quite tall here. And Eisomarto will have to pull back. He gets himself the town center up. I mean, is this going to be enough, though? Temple falls. Units pulling back. And Kido seeing his opportunity to really push here as the catapults. I don't know. The Kinemexen, Quinemexen? I don't know. Kinemexen? They're going to take out this town center very quickly, and Eisomarto just needs gold mines. He's winning on score. His economy is through the roof. He's not starting a trade route, but he absolutely needs a gold mine. Sacrificing 100 villages right now for a volcano could be the angle to go for. If we take a look at exactly what it would be, he gets 275 favor for... Yeah, he would be able to sack all of his economy in Volcano here, which might be enough for him to at least start rebuilding, because he can kill off an entire army if he uses it correctly. But then he has to rebuild the villages, and he's got tons of food and wood, but no gold. Of course, you could maybe throw four markets down and then everything comes out. Could be an option. But Eisomarto just can't break through this army at the moment. As the villagers finish up on this Kalpuli, and we'll see if he's going to do some sort of desperation attempt here. But the map control from Kido on point as always. Look at this big Tenali just sitting here saying, "Grab me! Grab me!" Another town center coming up for Kido as well. As Eisomarto wandering forward, he does convert himself the hero on the back here. Should be pretty decent to actually take out this thing. He has sacked a couple more villages. He's still creeping up on the favor here slowly. We do have a market up. Market's now coming down for Eisomarto. This plan... Oh no, he sold a bunch of food. It's not going to be it. We'll be dropping himself the Earth Monster here. The cool thing about the Earth Monster is that it takes away units. Doesn't kill them, it takes them away. So it allows you to take a fight on half of the units, and then all the units pop back out, and then you're good to fight straight away anyways. But Kido also has himself out these heavy Jaguar Riders too, so now he can get onto the champion Eagle Warriors onto the back and start dealing with those easily. And it's looking as if the Kido army is going to stand strong, is going to be true, and is going to be able to hold here versus Eisomarto. And now Eisomarto 0 gold. He will be tapping out. And that is the game. The first casted game there of the Aztecs. A thriller. As everything and all the other good stuff that you thought would happen did end up happening. Eisomarto goes for the armadillos. Not armadillos. Turtle-like rabbit creatures, whatever. And makes for good value for it. I think he had the winning position, but he just didn't secure the map. And if he secured the map and he actually had himself gold mines, I think he was okay. Gets himself the third town center. I think he would have been in a good spot here to win, especially if this gets into an equal late game with this god path, specifically with the god path where you get the Earth Monster and you get this extra crush damage and you get burning pitch. Now your archers are going to be siege weapons. And you don't really need to build your own siege weapons. It's a big cost bonus to some degree where you don't need to build siege weapons. Big boost your DPS in the actual fights, and he would have been probably winning this game, but Kido Too good. As he gets the dub. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see other classic games, let me know what matchups you want to see, and I'll try and make the players play them.